Hi, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm not able to hear anybody. I'm trying to figure out what's going on.
Same. I'm not sure if they started.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out too. I'm like, is it because I'm like, At first I
Hi,
jumped.
the meeting is here. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to unmute Julia, who's the committee chair.
Okay, got it.
Thank you.
We'll be starting in just a moment.
Good evening, all.
There you go. Sorry about that, Julia.
No, it's quite all right. It's been that kind of day, so just gonna keep rolling with it.
Great. Okay. We should be good.
All right. If you want to just make me host so that you can leave, I appreciate your efforts to getting us off the ground tonight.
Of course, and I'm making you host right now. You should be set.
Yep. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I apologize for the tardy start, so I'm gonna just dive right in because I do appreciate you guys taking time out of your evenings to be here with me. So if this is your first meeting, which I think I recognize almost everybody's name, if not everybody's name, my name's Julia. I'm the chair of the youth committee. Welcome to the 2021-2022 year. I don't know if there's anyone here who would like to introduce themselves, first time, anything like that. No pressure. We're a very low pressure committee.
Hello, everyone. If you're new, my name is Deja. I'm from Fort Independence Community Center, and we are representing MMCC.
Good evening. Welcome back.
Hi, my name is Ariana Aleman. I am the program director for the Beacon program inside of PS8. I'm not new, but I'm not old necessarily. This is maybe my second time. But hello.
Again, welcome back.
No, thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dylan Green. I'm from the Kingsbridge Heights Community Center, where I'm a counselor advocate and a college success counselor. And I am a seasoned vet at being at these meetings.
You are here very often with me, and I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jillian Baez. I am just a community member, and this is my first time at the youth committee meeting.
Welcome. We're always glad to have new faces, new ideas, new thoughts. Anyone else? Okay, no pressure. If you decide you want to speak up later, just if you haven't introduced yourself, please do so we all know who we're speaking to. In terms of a chair's report tonight, I don't have a lot. There were a couple things that happened over the summer. The Yankee Leadership Awards were distributed. Everyone got their prizes. They got to sit in the judge's chamber, I believe they're now calling it, at Yankee Stadium. It was called something very different when I was going there. We are still on track for the forum on, I forget the exact wording of it, but the kind of the Office of the Special Narcotics Prosecutor and how that office has affected youth in this community board. We had a very interesting presentation for those who were not here during our last season. Definitely looking forward to getting more information on that coming up. We are going to try second year, we're going to try to get it off the ground of a resource fair for all of the the agencies in Community Board 8 and those who serve. I did just get an updated list today of the organizations, so looking forward to that, excited about that. We are also looking to bring back the Comeback Kid Award. So that was a long-standing, very interesting, very loved tradition we had that we're looking to revive. And thank you, Sergio, for taking point on that. I appreciate it. In addition to continuing our efforts in the digital divide, I feel like I'm forgetting something, but this is what happens when you're running late. I do want to welcome, we will have a new member. I don't know if it's Stefan or Stephen. He could not join us tonight because they're having a new member orientation, but he is on Community Board 8 and has joined us in the Youth Committee. Also want to thank Nick Fazio, who was on our committee for a while and has joined another. And just so you guys know, I don't know if you remember how well you remember Ramdat. He was my vice chair. At our last board meeting, he has stepped up and become chair of the Parks Committee. So I do not anticipate seeing him very often here, but I appreciate his support and service. Also, is Eleanor here? I don't see Eleanor on here, but we have two community members. These are members of the community. They have not been appointed to the board, but they do get voting privileges and such at these meetings. And that's Gavin, who is on the phone. Those of you who were here last year, he helped me greatly with some of the digital divide things. He's a great source of information. And Eleanor, who's not with us tonight. So we have a nice round committee of 6. That being said, because there are 6 and only 3 of us are here, I do not believe we are allowed to vote on the minutes because we need 4 for quorum. Is that correct, Mr. Villaverde?
I believe that is correct. You need half plus 1.
Plus 1. Okay.
Julia, I could tell you from because I work with Eleanor, because of her, because she's in, she's in her second year of college at Hunter, and so now that she's in person, her schedule's changed a little bit. So I don't know if she's going to always be able to make these meetings, but I'm going to encourage her to try to do so because not only does she work in the community, she lives in the community. That's why her input was very much valued.
Yeah, and hopefully, next time we'll have our new member. This won't be, if it becomes an ongoing thing, then I'll have to figure something else out. But want to make sure that as many voices as want to participate can participate in these meetings. Questions, comments, thoughts on any of the load of things I just gave to you guys this evening?
If you have any, if we don't have a chat feature, right?
No, unfortunately, we do not.
We do not. Okay. If anyone we have the nomination forms for the Comeback Kid, so we are getting them out. If anyone has any interest, please contact myself, Madam Chair, or the office, and we will get them right out to you. It's a child, someone, usually a teen, who's overcome adversity and is doing something noteworthy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I just want to say that the digital divide research that I did was about a budget proposal that was being put together by the New York City government, and that's going in effect and should be rolling out next year, or this coming year, January, I think 22 is when it's coming out. So I'll double check that date, but I think January 22nd is when it's starting to roll out its funds, and we'll see more on how effective that initiative is going to be.
Thank you. And I mean, that is the next item on the agenda, is just kind of an update on internet access. I also wanted to share with you guys, unfortunately, I did not get a chance to review it thoroughly. I will try to give a much more detailed report next meeting, but I did get an email from the board today that it looks like they're trying to use some of these Lynx kiosks to provide 5G somehow. I just skimmed it. But it does look like, the links, which was the one resolution we produced last year, they're trying to make them even more accessible and have more features to help people. So I will try to get a summary to you guys for the next meeting. Does anyone else have anything on internet access, digital divide type things that they'd like to share?
Julia, you kind of broke up.
I'm sorry, I was just asking if anyone else had any thoughts on internet access, digital divide at this time.
Oh no. Thank you.
All right, Sergio, is there any update on, I know we're working on it still, any special update on the forum?
We have, no, I've got to reach out. We kind of put that down over the summertime. So the idea is we're sometimes before the end of this school year or community board year, that we are going to have it probably midwinter, early spring we're looking at. So that's the timeline, because we don't want to go into May to the budget or the elections for the board, which are very busy seasons. So that's where we are with that.
Okay. Some of these things I just left on the agenda because this is where we left off. I didn't really expect there to be an update, but also for anyone new, these are the things we wanted to work out on. So the next item is just fall planning. Again, I know that where we left it in June was that we were gonna keep up the internet access digital divide as a priority for this committee. We're gonna make sure that we have this special narcotics prosecutor forum. We're gonna try to get this resource fair off the ground. Is there anything else that you guys, occurred to you over the summer, something happened that you think we should take up as part of our either fall or, 2021, 2022 calendar? Anything that an issue that should be front and center for this committee? Not that those three things aren't enough, but I'm just.
No, I just think the continued outreach and partnership with all of our community-based organizations is key. I think I'd like to work on, making sure we partner when they have events and that we show a presence and that we're there. I think that's important to get the word out on who we are and such and what we provide.
Julie, I was gonna say is in response to your previous concern, like if there's anything else, the only thing that I would be concerned about is just with with the vaccine, I'm curious as to what is the vaccination rates of the youth, like in our community, like if being able to host events, because I don't know how, if we were doing a resource fair, whether that would become an issue now as to who's vaccinated and unvaccinated, because technically, like for a lot of the programs like ours, like the kids are not required to be vaccinated and to come in. But if we're having a resource fair, that may be something that could come up, like a provider at the resource fair may be like, I'm not coming if there's people not vaccinated. Like
That's an
something to think
excellent
about.
point. I think, yeah, and I think where we left it last in June was just kind of like, there's a couple things is we have to see if there's anybody even willing to host us.
Right.
If we can do it in person at all, because we want to follow all of the recommendations and the requirements of individual agencies and want everyone to feel safe if we're doing this in person. So we got to see if there's anywhere that can host us for us to do it in person, or working with the board office to have this be a virtual resource fair, which isn't my first choice, but I do think it's important that we get this off the ground. Also to Sergio's previous point, if you guys have any events that you want help out there, please send it to the board office. They'll send it to me. I will try to attend. I'll try to make sure somebody, if I can't attend, attends, and we'll also share it with our wider list. And I think they usually post it on our Facebook and whatever social medias. I can't promise I know all the social media they have right now, to help with getting the word out for you guys.
Thank you, Julia.
No problem. So if there are no other fall planning items, is there any other new business that anyone would like to bring to the table at this time? Any old business, anything I said I was, gonna make sure we talked about that I forgot? Okay, well, hearing none, is there then a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, sorry for the delay. I appreciate you guys signing on tonight. As always, I will be the last one off the call. So if anyone has a question they didn't want to ask the whole group, please feel free to hang around. Otherwise, have a wonderful evening and thank you again for spending part of it with me.
Thank you, Julia.
Have a good night.
Good night.
You too.
Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Jules.
Thank you.
Julia, I actually do have a question.
Sure.
What is there a way that we could possibly think about maybe writing a letter to some tech companies or maybe large manufacturers like Best Buy or Walmart or anything like that? Target, I know, is another one that's in our neighborhood. Amazon, just with the official like letterhead, because I know that we were talking about how it's not just internet access, but it's this technology as well that becomes cumbersome for individuals to acquire.
I think I have to circle back. I think I did ask the office and they had to look into it since we're technically fall under the umbrella of government. They have to
Mhm.
see what, like if we send a letter asking for assistance, if that's allowed, so to
Right.
speak. Because we're
Right.
not a nonprofit. But I don't think they ever got back to me, or I don't know. Let me double check with the office. I think I asked,
Okay.
but
Okay, that's great. Cool. Fantastic. All right, I'll talk to you soon.
all right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Julia.
Hi.
It was just more, I guess, something I'm kind of working on in my mind. That I kind of want to do maybe a safety day. I know where we are. I'm on Briggs Avenue and 201st Street. And there's just been a lot of violent, just all around like crime and a lot of issues with gun violence. And it was just an awareness that I wanted to bring, especially with, everyone's back in school, programs are, Beacon is back to full capacity.
Mhm.
So we're just trying to get awareness. We actually lost one of our old members to gun violence. He was
I'm
20.
so sorry.
Thank you. So it was just kind of seeing what we can do to, just spread the awareness, and how it's really affecting our teens.
So are you thinking of hosting an event, co-hosting an event, or are you asking the community board to host an event?
I would love to host the event, but right now, because of COVID restrictions, we're in a school, so the school has,
Mhm.
their own limits on who can be in the building
Mhm.
physically. But I'm open to co-hosting, whether it's through you or through anyone else.
Okay, let me talk to our public safety committee.
Okay.
They also work very closely with the 50th precinct. They might be able to give me the best guidance on how to move forward with something like this.
Okay. Sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Julia. I hope you have a lovely evening.
You too. Thank you for coming out, or virtually coming out.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi, Julia. This is Araceli. I'm from Literacy Inc. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
I'm good. So I was hearing about maybe potentially having community partners join certain events, and I'm interested in finding out a little bit more.
Well, so our committee, what we do, or most of what the community board does, we can either host events for an issue like the safety day that you may have just heard about. We also, I believe, can, like, a lot of what we do is try to promote things that our partners are already doing. So we know a lot of, I have a list of everyone who gets DYCD funding in our community board. I don't have any numbers, but I know who does, so that I can potentially advocate for them or with them to DYCD. What we then do is if there's something going on, if there's a funding opportunity, if there's an event that they're hosting, we try to amplify their resources so that, more people come out, or I can support, or, it goes on our Facebook, other people may see it and just want to participate. Did you have something specific in mind?
So now that with the whole vaccination, we're starting to go out in the community. So I usually I've worked before with the Kingsbridge Library, a Marble Hill Community Center. We used to have a great grand readers where second graders used to read with seniors. We also have after school program reading. We also have something that is called Very Involved Parents, where we train parents in the community to become reading advocates. And now we started again with the library. So we're gonna do on the 21st, we're doing a read aloud from 4 to 5 for Dia de los Muertos. And then on Friday, we're doing a tabling that they're having at the library. So, I've also tabled with Mr. Eric Dinowitz at 368. So I just want to, if there's any events, definitely if we can get invited, we're always happy to give out books to any children in the community. Throughout the pandemic, we were able to give virtual programs to Kingsbridge Heights Community Center classes. So anywhere from 160 something parents, we gave virtual programs. We still continue to do it, but we are also starting to come out to the community and host these read alouds.
So what I would say is the best place to probably start is the next time you have these events, send it to the board office. They will distribute it to our mailing list and post them to our social media. In addition, when you send that, you can ask to be put on the mailing list for a specific interest. So if you wanted to be on the mailing list for libraries, they merged committees, so I apologize, I have the name a little muddled, but there's library, cultural affairs, maybe education is in there as well, like to be added to their list as well as the youth list so that you find out what we're doing. And then, if there's something you find out that MMCC is doing something and I can help connect you guys so that you can do it together, I'd be more than glad to do that.
Okay, that sounds great then.
Do you have the board office's email? Well,
I do.
You know about this meeting, so.
Yeah, that's the main reason, because I'm a resident in the community. I've been to be here for more than 35 years. And now I work in the community. I'm trying to give back to, I see myself in those kids that I help out now, and those parents also motivating them and just empowering them, that they have a lot to do with their child's education. And it's just very fulfilling to give back to my community.
No, that's amazing. And we need more people who are willing to do that. So I appreciate everything you're doing. And if there's any way I can facilitate, please don't hesitate to let me know.
Definitely will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Have a great evening.